Yeah.
Anybody is capable.
Yes, sir.
At this stage.
Cross-court pass to James Johnson. Will stutter step of the paint and scores.
I just like his game.
When it happens, and the Mavs have the ball.
Aaron Gordon goes baseline, coming up on the reverse side, and it's stripped away by Denver. 2 against Charlotte and 2 against Chicago. Those are the games. And so, given how tough the early season schedule is, Johnson going back to Brunson. Defense pinned Brunson on the baseline. So back to Johnson, and they work that two-man game on the right side of the floor to perfection.
Very good look for Trey Burke. First shot.
Vucevic blocked by Dwight Powell.
About that.
Oh, nice.
And James Johnson, a change of direction drive to the basket and a foul.
You know, you can score on this team. We spoke about it earlier. Kind of get some stops.
Opens up here, easy basket, James Johnson. Burke with a Johnson pick. Now late in the clock. Johnson will rise from just outside the free throw line, and the kiss off the glass.
SGA zigzagging his way, and that time Johnson swallowed him up on the drive.
A Dallas turnover. They've got 14 in tonight's game, but they take the ball right back. It was a 7-point lead not too long ago for the Mavs. Now down to a 2-point game. High pick and roll involving Luka and Porzingis. Drive and dish. 3 from the corner. Yes, sir. James Johnson. Powell leaves for Hardaway.
Oh,
nice.
Hardaway was thinking 3. Drove the lane and found the cutter. James Johnson. Nicely done. Dallas leads.
Another pass. There was not enough time for another pass.
Burke went baseline. Dish to Johnson. Drive, finish, James Johnson.
That's a really nice decision by James Johnson that time.
Tyrell Terry's gone into the game. Boban's out there now for the final minutes. Steal by Wes Iwundu. First year with the Mavs after 3 years in Orlando, and coast to coast off the steal.
That's a little bit too anxious for Martin. Nice find.
James Johnson trailing the play, steps into a 3 and knocks it down. That was his specialty in the first half. 6 for 7, including 4 for 4 from downtown. Anthony not giving it any space there once Burke got the ball, but he found James Johnson for a needed 3.
the doubt for the Bulls.
That this team has given up leads late in games and won.
They give him the continuation. Yes, sir.
It's a nice play as a team.
Devontae Graham missed a runner. The Burke-Brunson backcourt did play well together. James Johnson gliding to the basket, scores, and a foul.
It's about 97%.
It is. Can't beat that. I mean, you can. 46 out of 46, but it's awfully difficult to beat it.
Can make that in-between jump shot.
The other night, Harp, you were talking about all the Kentucky guys in the NBA. Bam is one of them, as James Johnson hits a three-pointer.
Far and away the biggest guy on the floor right now, with Boogie picking up his fourth foul.
And Cauley Stein with the block against Brown. Second opportunity for Sterling Brown, no good. Ball falls for Martin, he misses.
That's a little bit too anxious.
He's pirouetting out there, man. It's a ballet for Luka.
Johnson with a nice hand against Paul. You don't see that often.
Oh, and Chris Paul, 7th in NBA history in steals, swipes it right back in the passing lane.
That possession. Oh, nice attack.
Got beat on defense here at the other end of the floor. Marking in the blow-by by James Johnson. Now moving it up the floor in transition. Dallas back to pick him up. Jimmy Butler's returned to the game a moment ago. His pocket pass is stolen by James Johnson.
That is hard to get that kind of a steal on a bounce pass, Hart.
That was great reaction by Johnson.
Ball, an attempt to save it in by Finney-Smith. On the floor, Brunson. Well done. And Johnson will take it to the basket. A bobble, but all's well that ends well. 8-3 of the game for Hardaway.
Well, how good has he been?
And defense, James Johnson tipped that pass away that was intended for Vucevic.
You can have your opinion, brother.
Trey Burke on the bounce. Edge of the lane. Gives it up to Johnson.
Nice
Johnson, it opens up for him, and a rack attack for James Johnson.
6 of the 11, Dallas is shooting 18% from the field. Niang had it blocked, gets it back, can't spin it home.
6 different players in double figures in this game.
That's who they are.
Lowering his head and driving to the basket is James Johnson.
And to your point on Quinn's comment regarding his authenticity, he said he's one of the most authentic players he's ever been around. Just says he fits right in with everybody. And Johnson penetrates and flips it up and in.
You know, Quinn was saying they learned a year ago as part of the process how they needed to play. But until it becomes instinctual and innate, and Dave, as you watch these guys,
Johnson with the mid-range jumper that drops.
And all of a sudden, Temple hits that three.
Johnson didn't take the three. Instead, he'll drive and get fouled and get two. That's a big response by Dallas and Johnson.
He's from Columbus, Ohio. The guy that just hit the shot from Columbus, Ohio, Trey Burke. They both played at Michigan, and that's blocked.
I mean, that's what I'm looking for.
James Johnson, the veteran, to the rim with a left hand.
When you know, first game back, particularly off the West Coast, Doncic is just resting.
And right at the rim is Johnson.
Yeah, he's just rested. Brogdon was on there.
Justin Holiday.
Short. Don't get it in the air. If you get it in the air.
Trey Burke trying to twist around. He was with Philadelphia and Dallas last season. Outside that shot will drop. James Johnson, first round pick. Isaiah Joe back in the contest. Shot clock at 2. Maxey will try to drive, and the ball knocked away, and Johnson was right there defensively for Dallas.
The concern over, you know, the knee injury to Tobias Harris, who left tonight's game and didn't return. You hope that's okay. And it's something that's not going to linger on.
I'm talking about a kind of a mini Euro step mid-range shot. Not a lot of players can do that.
That snaps a 0 for 7 streak from the floor by Dallas. Pal cannot get around Gobert.
Oh, sir.
That shot hangs up on the rim, and the bucket is good by Johnson. 8 on the shot. Clarkson 3, wide open. That's a rare miss in this half, but guess who? Got the rebound. O'Neal from 3. Gobert back inside. Tied up, no call. Clarkson the save. 27 a game with 9.9 assists, 9.8 rebounds.
Wow.
Boy, Boogie got bear hugged, and we play on. Joe finds space, gives it inside. Rudy denied, hits the deck, and it's a 5-on-4. Utah with 48 rebounds, T. 20 belongs to Gobert. Drive baseline, tough shot, counted as the ball falls for James Johnson. Now Royce has played well. Mike's been steady. He'll take the shot just inside the three-point line, and it's going to be, hold on, they're going to change the call back.
Yeah, Mike talked him into it.
Doncic just a load to handle, isn't he? Finds Green. Here's James Johnson for 3, and it rattles in.
First step, last step. Explosive first step, the blow-by step, and then the finishing step was equally as impressive.
Blocking foul is called.
Well, my wife and kids did. I would stand at the bottom of the hill with a beverage and a stogie.
You do the après-ski thing really well.
I'm good in the chalet, as they say. I'm all chalet first team.
Hey,
we're the sport,
Wednesday night.
We're the sport here.
Miami Wednesday and Friday. James Johnson from the corner. Davis to Fred. Van Vliet on a pull-up 3. That's blocked. OG, and it's out of bounds off of Green. James Johnson is just too strong.
Yeah, just not on balance that time.
James muscling his way in.
But yeah, I'm interested to see what direction they go. Do they re-sign DeMar DeRozan? We haven't heard a lot of talk about him. Also a free agent having a terrific season for.
Nice attack.
Johnson sees a gap to drive and will score with a foul.
I don't like that.
You know, one of the pregame Zooms with Rick, and you heard what Rick said. We're trying to keep it really simple for both Josh and Wes Iwundu, for that matter, and go to your spots. Defend like a son of a gun. Run the floor.
Yep.
Yep.
And the Mavericks controlled this one from really the late first quarter on and get the first bucket of the fourth quarter.
Sloppy passing there and a turnover. Richardson comes right back with a steal. There's James Johnson. Gets some contact, banks it home, puts it in.
That name might be familiar to Clipper fans. His father, Rick Brunson, wore a Clipper uniform about 15 years ago. James Johnson, beg your pardon, knocks it down. Kennard gets a screen from Oturu. And the bounce inside to man, intercepted. They actually beat in the playoffs. Had their way with him today.
But it's short-term goals. I think if you're the Clippers, you want to get to the championship, but I think it's winning the regular season, getting home court in the Western Conference.
Chris Paul making his son's debut back on the court. Tried to hit Ayton, but it's a turnover.
At a much more frequent clip here than what we saw in the first half. It was a rough shooting half for both teams, but a lot more flow and rhythm here in the second half as Johnson scores the layup. Both teams over 60% shooting in the second half. Dallas at 62%, Denver at 65%. Johnson, the jump hook is good. Tough shot.
Murray lost it. Powell picked it up. Richardson gave it up. Hardaway swings it. James Johnson, corner three, and savor the flavor of the lead for the first time in a long time.
We're going to do the salary cap game. I think Cleveland did a great job in getting Jared Allen for what would have been a very low first-round pick. I liked what the Pacers did to again try to keep everybody as safe as possible. And George Hill, I thought, made a valid point the other day.
Yeah, you look at this Mavericks team tonight. I mean, no Finney-Smith, no Richardson, no Powell, no Brunson, no Kleber. That's obviously going to impact their performance as James Johnson is here and makes that reverse layup.
Well, Stan and I, we're white belts, whatever the lowest form of self-defense is, that's what we are. Going back into the low post area.
Made the catch, cross court, Johnson for the lead, got it, and Dallas leads by one.
These two teams battling, grinding, competing, everything we expected. James Johnson got to the rim. Giannis trailing at the last.
Hornets really like pairing Bridges and Ball together off the bench. Blocked by Johnson. Shot clock's at 5. Good job by Miles to keep possession, and then LaMelo lost it. James Johnson is fouled. Luka Doncic back into the game. James Johnson, the reverse. Devontae hits the floor, no whistle. Johnson can't capitalize. Loose picked up by Johnson.
And a good find by Devontae. His 4th assist.
Johnson. James Johnson gets it right back. Probes inside, gets it to LaMelo. Miles.
Got to shoot that.
You saw Gordon Hayward leave the game earlier in the third with some discomfort. Well, it is confirmed. It is a left hip strain. He's not going to return for the rest of tonight's game.
Thank you, Ashley. Shot clock violation. Stripped away, stays with the Hornets, 15 seconds to shoot.
He's had some success in this first quarter as well for the Mavericks.
Here's a drive and score by James Johnson, who went in earlier in the first quarter. Murray can go against Luka. They had a size advantage of Porter against Brunson, but Murray will hoist. Porter inside with the rebound, blocked hard by James Johnson, and the quarter is over.
Forcing a difficult shot, late clock.
This is my first time seeing Campazzo play as Johnson gets to the rim.
And scores against Porter Jr., two-time All-Star, an All-NBA first team, an All-NBA second team selection.
Yeah, Denver trying to zone it up. Nice pass there.
Johnson on the cut, and Luka with the pass. Easy jump ball won by Cauley-Stein. James Johnson got it back from Hardaway. All alone, and he buries tries the three ball, and Dallas creeps back to within 2. Huge advantage tonight. Points off turnovers. Dallas has 17 points off Denver turnovers. Denver only 2 points off turnovers. And the Mavs have a chance to cash in right here off the miscue. It's James Johnson with the layup, cutting baseline. It's a tie game.
Jaylen Brown with the same identical move, just from the other side.
And that's the Celtics in a nutshell. Johnson connects from the outside.
Against the tall Dwight Powell closeout, knocking it down.
The veteran, Johnson, weaves in, goes glass for 2. James Johnson scratched the surface of what he's capable of. Healthy and playing valuable minutes. Johnson switching hands on the interior.
He misses the 3, a loose ball picked off by the Mavs. Strong move to the bucket.
Well, you think about who's on the floor right now for the Thunder. You got Roby, Maladone, Brown, Jerome. As that drive is good by Johnson.